Whenever we start talking about the best EDC bags on the market right now, the familiar names always pop up. The Air City Pack Pro 2, the Simple Commuter Pack, Able Carry Max EDC. Well, these are the Fyro Citta, and in my opinion, I believe these two bags should be part of that conversation going forward. Before we move forward, some quick housekeeping on transparency. I do know Aaron, the owner of Fyro, and Fyro did send both of these bags out for me to test and review. But as always, on this channel, all thoughts and opinions shared are always my own, without exception. And honestly, Aaron doesn't expect anything less. Now, there is an affiliate link down in the description if you wish to support the channel, cool. But at the end of the day, I am not a salesman. I am a reviewer, not an influencer. So please, don't buy anything you don't need. Now, Aaron has reviewed over 800 bags, so what it takes to make a good EDC backpack is not going to be a real guessing game for him, and I think that shows here in this Citta backpack. Now, he's also done an extensive walkthrough and answering all sorts of questions over on the Fyro YouTube channel, so I'm going to jump straight into what I love about these backpacks, where I think they excel, and I'll follow it up with some critiques. Now, we're mainly going to look at the 25 liter, but we're definitely going to revisit the 18 liter here in a little bit. Now, one thing that I love about Fyro backpacks is their interior liner. So let's take a look at the inside of the backpack. This backpack is going to open up full clamshell, and then you're going to see this beautiful 100D honeycomb ripstop nylon. Now, this is something that Fyro has been building into all their bags. It's become sort of like their signature, their brand identity, and I love it. It may come across a little orangey on camera, but it is an awesome dark, like a rust color. So it gives you that high vis into the interior without burning your eyeballs. Now, I have this bag loaded up with what I was carrying in this backpack. I have my lunch, Carhartt lunchbox, I have my work tech kit and my water bottle. But the interior of this bag is actually very, very simple. You only have 3 pockets on the interior. You have the 2 pockets here. This top one is going to be stretchy. This is where I kept my first aid kit, my little boo-boo kit down on the inside of this one. Then on the back side, you just have this one stretch pocket on the back. Now, I did load a 3D printed 13-inch iPad Pro. This should show you what's the biggest device you can fit into the back there. But overall, the layout of this bag is super simple, and that's something that I really enjoy. Now, this bag actually boasts 15 different pockets, at least that's what I counted. And that's a lot of organization, and typically a lot of that organization is lost on me because I have a clinical addiction to EDC pouches and tech pouches. But for somebody who's going to be living with this bag, that amount of organization and quick access on this bag is actually going to be like a really huge plus in this case. So you're going to have 2 side quick access pockets here. You're going to have this one here is kind of like a cell phone pocket, and it also has a key leash on the inside here. It's very long, so if you swing this bag around, you can unlock your door. It's also removable, so if you want to relocate it to the front admin pocket, you could do so there. Now, I found that when you pack the inside of this bag like how I have it, slimmer items are going to work best in here. So great putting your cell phone when you're going through TSA if you want to use it like that. And then right next to it, you have the hidden passport wallet pocket there. So again, slimmer items are going to work best, but if you're putting your daily wallet, you're traveling, put your passport in this nice side quick access pocket there. And then you have a couple of top quick access pockets. Of course, we have the traditional pocket right up here up top. It's going to be a microfiber lined pocket here. Very nice. It's very big. It can hold a lot of gear. And of course, if you want to put your sunglasses, it is microfiber lined there. And then we have the top quick access admin compartment here, which we'll get a little better look at in the overhead cam. Now, tons of organization here. You've got zipper pockets, you've got stretch pockets. I got my giant power bank that shows you the capacity there. You also got another zipper pocket here, and that's where your air tag is going to live, right here in this pocket. And then you have an additional stretch pocket on the bag that can hold all sorts of gear. I got hard drives and SD cards and chargers and cables. Just to show you all the things that you can really hide into these pockets. I got more gear down in here, my laptop case, my flashlight. So lots of capacity and organization here. Here's also your key loop there, so if you want to relocate your key leash. And then you still have tons of volume down on the bottom of this pack, so you can still fit a giant pair of over-the-ear headphones down on the inside of this pack. So tons of quick access on this bag. Everything has a place, everything has a home, and it's easily reachable. Now, there is an additional compartment on the inside of the laptop section here. Much like the Levo, you have this back zipper tech compartment here. Now this pocket is also very generous. You know, I have cables and my charging bricks and mouse, lots of things that can fit really easy in there. And much like the Levo, if you just leave this pocket open like I did, it becomes another quick access pocket because you just unzip your laptop compartment and you have easy access to it there. Now, that pocket and the top quick access pocket where your sunglasses go are some awesome pockets. They take up a lot of space up at the top, and as you're walking through the day, a lot of the contents of your bags tend to settle towards the bottom, and it often leaves this top portion of the bag as dead space. So having those two top pockets utilize what is typically gone as dead space is awesome, and I think that's a lot of that 800 bag review experience showing up here in this design. One area where Fyro consistently delivers in is in the bag's comfort. This is actually my third backpack from Fyro. I purchased the T22 myself, I reviewed the Levo travel backpack, and now here with the Citta, I'm happy to say that if you're familiar with any of those bags, that level of comfort has transferred over. Now as we look at the back panel, it is the same double bonded Lycra that we saw on the Levo. Nice, well ventilated, very cushioned, even though it looks kind of crazy. I assure you this back panel is awesome. The shoulder straps are nice and plush. You have the softer material here where the bag meets your skin, so that's awesome. And of course you have an adjustable sternum strap to help distribute the weight. And there's also a spot down here at the bottom for a hip belt. I don't see a real reason to have a hip belt on a 25-liter bag, and it's actually also present on the 18-liter bag there. So nice feet, you know, nice of them to put it there. I'm just not quite sure if it's something that you actually need. But overall, the comfort of this bag has been amazing. Fyro has found like a winning recipe when it comes to comfort, and they sure as hell can cook it up. Fyro does use premium materials throughout these bags. You're gonna have YKK zippers throughout the bag. They're all gonna be buttery smooth since they're not PU coated. And everywhere you find plastic hardware, it's gonna be Wuben, so your sternum strap, adjustment buckles, all premium hardware. It's also gonna be available in two different materials. The 18-liter is gonna come in a 330D polycarbonate Codra in this black and a sage green colorway, while the larger 25-liter version is only gonna come in a black VX42 X-Pack. And I gotta be honest with you, I know that there's a price difference of $229 and $299, but I love the VX42 version more than the Codra. Now, don't get me wrong, Codra is a fine material. It's got good abrasion resistance, it's got good weather resistance. It's more than enough than anyone will ever need for everyday carry. I think a lot of people are gonna be happy here. My only beef with the Codra material is that it scuffs up really easily because it's more of a matte, like subdued colorway, and versus the VX42 is more of a truer, darker hue, a richer black. And the material just feels so much more premium on this side. And this is the moment where the bag finally clicked for me. It kicked in the bag joy factor that I talk about on this channel. The outside material finally matched the energy of the inside material, so I felt like this was a very premium bag all the way throughout. And that bag joy factor is very real for me. It makes me go from having to carry the bag for utilitarian purposes to actually wanting to carry the bag. The overall aesthetic of the Citta is identical to the Fyro Levo, and that's pretty much where the similarities are gonna end. That's a lightweight travel backpack, and these are definitely geared more towards everyday carry. Now you still have those two sharp lines on the front panel here that give it this distinctive look, but overall the bag is gonna remain clean, sleek, and minimal. Now, some people might say that this is a little bit of a too conservative design, maybe even a little bit boring, and I totally get that, but I think that Fyro already took a swing at a radical aesthetic when they made the T22. You know, it had that hatch on the front, and that didn't really land for everybody, you know, myself included. So for a bag that you're gonna be carrying every single day on the commute, into the office, into the meeting, you know, conservative is not a bad thing. Sometimes you just need a good clean bag that is gonna disappear into the day, and I think the Citta does that very well. Now I do have some critiques with this bag, and I assure you they're more nitpicks than anything else, but the very first thing that stuck out to me was the bag's AirTag pocket. And let me show you why. So if you lay this bag down, you get into the admin compartment where the AirTag pocket is located. It's also located behind this pocket here. So when you open up this pocket, the first thing you see poking out at you is that AirTag right there. So the pocket that the AirTag slips into is not very snug, not very secure. So I often found that every time that I would open this bag in this orientation, especially, that the AirTag was already sticking out of the pocket. Now it didn't fully come out of the pocket because it's being held in here by the zipper track, but more times than not, I would see this little white puck sticking out at me. And my logic, my brain thinking here is that if this bag were to get stolen, the first thing a thief is going to do is go through every single pocket. And because this one is not well hidden and not well secured, the AirTag is going to be easily found and then chunked, and you lost the location of your backpack. Now, I think we've seen some really good examples of smart tracker pockets. My favorites would be the Minimal M20, the Packable Arc 1. I mean, that one took me a while to find because they don't even advertise it, but it's there. It's just a little hard to find. And I think that's kind of the point of these smart trackers, is kind of make it hard to find. Even the Air Travel Pack 4 is well hidden within another pocket. So I love the fact that they included the security feature of an AirTag pocket. I just wish that it was, executed a little bit better. And going forward, I'll probably find a place to hide this AirTag myself just a little bit better. So my second nitpick with the bag is actually going to be with the laptop compartment, or what Fyro calls the tech bay, the best laptop protection in the backpack. And I don't disagree with that, but I'm going to look at the main interior here. So let me remove the Fyro packing cubes. The laptop compartment sits in the interior of your main compartment. It doesn't have its own external compartment. So what that means is this tech bay is nicely well padded, suspended off the bottom. And I mean, it's going to provide best-in-class protection for your device. The trade-off is that it takes up room of your main compartment. And this is, we're talking like a whole inch. I measured it, and it's almost a whole inch of padding in this main compartment, and it takes up the entire section here. So usable volume feels a little bit tight in the main compartment, especially felt more so on the 18 liter than the 25 liter version. But this is why exactly I had to use my smaller, slimmer Carhartt lunchbox when I was carrying this bag, because my Bellware one, the containers sit long ways and flat and upright, and it was just a tighter fit, so I had to go to the upright lunchbox here. So it's a trade-off. You have the awesome tech protection of the tech bay. I think that's what they call it. These buzzwords get me confused sometimes, but I mean, usable space is definitely lost. And I think when Aaron did his measurements over on the Fyro channel, you only get 12 liters of usable space on this backpack on the main compartment, and I think close to 20 liters of usable space, and the rest of the volume is going to be sprinkled throughout the bag and the front compartments and side pockets and things of that nature. So you are getting 18 liters and 25 liters of volume. I just think that if you're somebody like me who needs a lot of main compartment area, you're losing a lot of that, a whole inch of that, to the tech bay. So my final critique of these bags is highly personal, and I'm probably going to be the only person who actually wants this, but these bags have one water bottle pocket on each side here, and it's an awesome water bottle pocket. It's nice, big, stretchy, awesome material. I love it so much that I wish that we had a second one. Now, I know a lot of people love this side quick access pocket. I know when I did the Air City Pack Pro 20 liter, this was a very popular feature, but I'm not a real on-body access guy. I don't swing the bag around a lot to access things. So I would have forfeited this pocket for an additional water bottle pocket and maybe even another side grab handle, because we only have the top padded grab handle here. I think I would have liked another side handle here to help maneuver the bigger bag, but again, personal preference. And let me get this, and let me clarify this. I don't carry two water bottle pockets. I just like having another one just so I could use for whatever I want. I can throw an umbrella, I can throw a tripod. I could use it as a trash bin if I wanted to by stuffing receipts and things throughout the day. I just love having a dump kangaroo style pocket, or AKA water bottle pocket. So again, I understand that I'm probably in the minority and not a lot of people are going to want that, but I think I would have gotten more use out of a second water bottle pocket than this side quick access pocket. So because of these two bags' overall dimensions, they operate right in that Goldilocks zone. And a Goldilocks bag is a bag that is not too big and also not too small. A bag that's perfect size for everyday carry, but can also double duty as a light travel backpack or even a personal item for when you're flying. And given all the features of this bag, like the nicely top padded grab handles, the luggage pass-through, the side security passport pocket that you have here, and even the additional loops to attach gear. So they have a lot of, travel focused features. Now, the key to making these a good personal item is to not overpack them, especially the 25 liter with an 8-inch overall depth. That's right at the limit of most restrictions in the US. So I can demonstrate for you how they fit in the personal item sizer box, but just remember, the key is to not overpack these bags. So as long as you don't overpack these bags, they're gonna fit in this personal item sizer box relatively easy. and they should fit underneath the seat in front of you with no problem. And because the smaller one is dimensionally smaller, it's gonna have an even easier time as passing as a personal item when you fly. Just remember, don't overpack them. Both definitely make a great personal item, but also if you wanted to use them as a dedicated travel backpack, because of that full clamshell design, you can easily throw a pair of Fyro packing cubes on the inside here. So I have 2 loaded up here of the Fyro packing cubes. These are awesome, nice, lightweight packing cubes. And of course, since they're made by Fyro, they fit beautifully even into the inside of this 18-liter bag. I would personally probably go with the 25-liter. I am not that minimalist of a packer, but it's possible, and the cubes fit awesome on the inside. So final verdict, and where do I land on the Fyro Citta backpacks? I think both of these bags make a great addition into the Fyro lineup, but I also believe that they're the bags that are gonna push the company to the next level. You know, Fyro has always had a lot of support from the community that Aaron has built through the Nomads Nation YouTube channel, but I really do think that these are the bags that are gonna push them into the mainstream. I can totally see somebody stumbling across this bag on the internet and falling in love with this backpack based on its own merits and not ever knowing who Aaron is or Nomads Nation. Now, like I mentioned at the top of the video, when we start talking about the best EDC bags on the market right now, always the usual suspects pop up. The Air City Pack Pro 2, the Simple Commuter Pack, the Able Carry Max EDC, and I think the Fyro Citta has earned a spot at the table and part of that conversation. Now, they've given you everything you could have ever wanted in an EDC backpack and then some. Is it perfect? No, and neither are the other bags that are in that conversation currently. So I think if you're somebody who's looking for an endgame EDC backpack, the Fyro Citta is definitely worthy of your consideration. Hey, really quick, if you like today's video and you want to see more like it, please consider hitting like and subscribe, as that directly supports me and the channel. If you have any more questions about the Fyro Citta backpack, definitely drop those in the comment section below. I respond to every single one. The goal of this channel is to always help you find the right gear for you. Now, if this Citta backpack didn't scratch the itch for you, I got 2 recommendations that have been holding down the EDC game backpack conversation for a while. I'm going to put them up on the screen there. But again, thank you so much for sticking around, and I can't wait to see you on the next one.